What's up, boys? Going over some more player props today for the NBA over on prizepicks. Prizepicks, my favorite website to do some player props. If you guys are already on prizepicks, I highly recommend joining. Use code DOMG to match your first deposit 100% up to $100. A ton of you guys have been using my promo code. Seriously do appreciate it because it helps me out. Helps you guys out to match your first deposit up to $100. So definitely recommend joining if you guys are already on there. It's available in most states. So yeah, let's go ahead and hop into this though. So yeah, let's go ahead and do this. So yesterday on the Patreon, we did not hit the 1 2-pick power play that I did, so we were 1 for 1. We hit 1 out of the 2 guys on the 2-pick power play. Said to play light. It was a really short slate. I knew it was going to be tricky, so unfortunately we're not able to catch that. We are still up pretty big on the month, which is awesome. We should be finishing the month definitely positive, so that's awesome. Love to see profit. But yeah, if you guys are interested in joining the Patreon, do not join yet. Join February 1st. The link is in my description because it's going to charge you though. Today and on February 1st, do not join yet. Wait until February 1st. I can't do anything about that. You have to sign up February 1st if you guys are interested in joining. But yeah, that is $10 a month. That link is in the description. And then also free Discord link is in the description. So if you guys are interested in joining that, talk about some NBA player props or anything, just go ahead and join down there. So yeah, PrizePicks link, Patreon link, and the Discord link are all in the description if you guys are interested in joining that. Let's go ahead and hop into this though. So let's go ahead and do that now. So I got 5 different player props for you guys today. We got 3 overs on points and then 2 overs on assists. So not much for variety today, but we'll go ahead and just hop into this. So first one here is literally the first one here. It's Kid Cunningham, over 16.5 points. He's had 34, 18, 25, 13, and 8 in his last 5 games, hitting 3 out of 3 in his last 3 games, but 3 out of 5 in his last 5, averaging 19.6 in his last 5 games, and he's 17 today versus Orlando. So this one's really interesting. He's 6 out of 10 in his last 10 games. He's hit 50% at this number this season. He's 0 for 2 versus Orlando this season. But the first time they played, he only had 2 points, but he only played 18 minutes in that first matchup, and that was like literally one of his first games in the NBA. And the second time, he had 12 points, but I think he only played 18 minutes in that game. No, he didn't. Actually, in that second matchup where he had 12 points, he was 3 for 14 shooting field goal attempts. 3 for 14. I think he can do a little bit better today against Orlando. So I think the last 2 games that he's played, I think you have to take it with a little bit of grain of salt. So let's go ahead though and take a look at this game here. So shooting guard versus Orlando. So 3.5 point spread, 213.5 over under. Let's take a look at this here. Not horrible numbers. We kind of want a little bit of a bigger over under, but let's take a look here at shooting guard versus Orlando. So it looks like Orlando is actually pretty good. Nope, I think I missed them. Yeah, they're a little bit on the. They're definitely on the harder side for shooting guards. But the volume was there for sure in his last matchup. I mean, 3 for 14 field goal attempts. Come on, he's got to be hitting a little bit more than that. But it seems like Orlando is actually very, very good against the shooting guard here. Jalen Suggs has some lockdown defense, so maybe this is one that we don't want to touch today. But he's taken a lot of attempts. He's hit this pretty good lately, so I don't know. I'm still liking it a little bit, but probably just not my favorite one of the day. So always do your own research, by the way. I only usually play like 1 or 2 from the Patreon at the end of the day, so always take these with a grain of salt because this is just early looks. First time I'm kind of taking a look at these. I mean, it's early in the morning. These probably just went up on PrizePicks pretty much. So just kind of take these with a grain of salt. Do your own research. Don't go off of directly just what I say. So I love saying that in all the videos. So let's go, though, and take a look at another one here. So let's go ahead and do that. Now we're going to take a look at Wendell Carter Jr. So the same game, I like him a little bit over 13.5 points. He's in a pretty good spot today. 3 out of 5 in his last 5 games, 16.4 average in his last 5 games. But let's take a look at what else he's done here. So some quick stats on Wendell Carter. He is 7 out of 10 in his last 10 games, so pretty good hit rate, 70%. 50% this season. He had 8 in his last matchup, but he only played 16 minutes in that game. So he had 8 in 16 minutes. So that's pretty damn good. He should hopefully see about like at least like 26 minutes, 28 minutes, hopefully. So hopefully a lot more than that, but hopefully he gets into the 30s. But he's going against Detroit today. Already took a look at this game here. So 3.5 point spread, 213.5 over under. So we'll see if Wendell Carter can get it done today against the Pistons. So let's take a look here at season long power forward going against the Detroit Pistons. And it looks like the Pistons are kind of about right in the middle. Maybe a little bit on the harder side. Probably what? 19th, probably somewhere around there. So it's really not a horrible matchup for him. So let's take a look at the last 7 games here, the Pistons, and they are a lot easier. They're a little bit on the easier side. Last 7 games, against the power forward position. So you've gotten a lot worse on defense to the power forward, and I think Wendell Carter can get it done today against the Detroit Pistons. He's in a pretty good spot. Was pretty efficient last game. I mean, 8 points in 16 minutes or whatever I said. So it was like 16.8 minutes, so closer to 17 minutes he played. But I think he can get it done today against Detroit. It's a pretty good matchup too. So, all right, let's take a look at our last points prop here, and this one is going to go ahead and be Chris Middleton. So we got Chris Middleton here at 19.5 points against the New York Knicks. So averaging 26.4 in his last 5 games. He needs 20 today. He's at 21, 34, 16, 27, and 34. So, yeah, he's either killing this really, or I feel like just falling like kind of barely short. So, yeah, 4 to 5 in his last 5 games. Let's take a look at some stats here. He's 8 out of 10 in his last 10 games, 61% this season, and he had 24 in his last matchup versus the New York Knicks. So this is a very, very good-looking one, but we'll see if the matchup is a good spot for him. So, small forward going against the New York Knicks here, 8.5 point spread, so there is definite blowout potential here. Maybe Chris Middleton doesn't get all the minutes that we're hoping for. It's 217 over under, which is also kind of low. But let's take a look at small forward here versus the New York Knicks. So the New York Knicks here against the small forward, it looks like they are on the, they're kind of on the harder side here. He was able to get it done last time by 4.5 points. So last 7 games though, New York Knicks. Kind of a little bit easier, I guess, but not really. Still definitely on the harder side, probably around that 20th range. So he's in a pretty good spot. I mean, very, very good hit rates on the season. He's already gotten it done one time already against the New York Knicks. So maybe it's a better look for first half, but I doubt it with him hitting 8 out of his last 10 games, full game. So I don't know. I kind of like it a little bit here for Chris Middleton, but I guess the matchup is a little bit on the harder side, but he's still been able to get it done. All right, let's take a look at some assist props here. Let's take a look at Jayson Tatum, and then we'll take a look at the last one here. But Jayson Tatum here, 3.5 assists here, averaging 5.2 in his last 5 games. So 6, 7, 7, 3, and 3. So, all right, 3 out of 5 in his last 5 games. Hitting this, he is 6 out of 10 in his last 10 games, 49% this season, but he had 5 in his last matchup versus Atlanta. So we'll take a look at this here. Where is this game? It's right at the top here, 7:30. We only have one 7 o'clock game tonight. 1.5 point spread, 218.5 over under. So small forward going against the Atlanta Hawks. Let's take a look at this here. Small forward versus Atlanta. See where they are at here. So Atlanta, I completely missed them. Yeah, they're right there. 3.46 is the number. I like paying attention to more where they rank among other teams rather than just the number, but it's a little bit on the harder side, definitely the matchups. So there's a lot of good-looking props with bad matchups today is what it's looking like, but last 7 games have been a lot easier. They're way on the easier side. Probably like, what, 12th easiest, probably, right around there, to the small forward position. Actually, 6, 9. I think they're 10th easiest. I probably counted wrong. No, I think they're the 10th easiest assist-wise in the last 7 games. So, yeah, not a bad spot for Jayson Tatum to go ahead and hit this over. He's already gotten it done one time against Atlanta, like I said. He had 5 in his last matchup, so could potentially be a good spot. We're going to come right back to one that I love going back to. I did not play it last time. I did talk about it in a video, but I did talk about this, and it was just a really bad spot for Terry Rozier last game, so I hopped off, and I was definitely right. So 3 assists, though, for him last match against Indiana. They had, I think, the second hardest matchup for shooting guard assists or something like that. So 4.5 assists is what he is at today. He's 6 out of 10 in his last 10 games. He had a 6-game streak of hitting this, though, before the Indiana matchup. But he did have 3, but it was also in November against the Lakers. So we had 3 last matchup, but it was in November. He has, I think he's like 35% or something like that on the season. So he's really been dishing the ball out a lot more lately. So I kind of take the earlier numbers with a grain of salt. That's why I kind of said, But we'll take a look at this shooting guards against the Lakers. So, all right, so this game, though, Hornets and the Lakers here, 6.5 point spread, 228 over under, both really good looking numbers. So shooting guard going against the Lakers. Let's take a look at season long shooting guard assists versus the Lakers, and they are the #1 easiest team against the Lakers. So last time, second hardest matchup. This time it gets the easiest matchup. A guy who was hitting before that Indiana game at 6 times in a row. I'm liking this. I'm thinking this is a good one that I will probably come back to at the end of the day, but I don't know. We'll see. It's looking like a good one right off the bat, but again, always do your own research. Not saying to necessarily go ahead and take this one, but I'm liking it right off the bat. But actually, the last 7 games, they've been really good against the shooting guard, so I don't know. They've gotten a lot tougher last couple games here, even harder than Indiana was in the last 7 games. So really good season long, really bad matchup for the last 7 games. So I don't know. Maybe this is one we do not want to touch. So I probably will still end up touching it. It's not gonna be like my favorite play of the day or anything probably, but I don't know. We'll see where we end up later tonight and what I make for my final entries. So to kind of recap here, what I have here, what I think you guys should be taking a look at, looking a little bit more into, do a little bit more research on is Cade Cunningham over 16.5 points, Wendell Carter over 13.5, Chris Middleton over 19.5, Jayson Tatum over 3.5 assists, and Terry Rozier over 4.5 assists. So that's kind of what I got for you guys today over on PrizePicks. Again, make sure you guys use code DOMG on PrizePicks when you guys do go ahead and sign up to match your first deposit 100% up to $100. That's going to do it, man. I appreciate you watching. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.